What is going on, guys? It's Sleepy Gamers here, and we're back with another video. And today we're going to be talking about some good stuff. We're going to be talking about the recent leaks of Insomniac's canceled Spider-Man game. So Insomniac was working on a Spider-Man game set in a Spider-Verse based in their shared connected in-game universe, which is the Insomniac verse connected to the Spider-Verse. Jesus Christ, why is everything a universe these days? And it's no surprise considering the ransomware attack that happened just a few months ago, resulting in a lot of their games that they were working on behind the scenes being leaked to the public due to them not paying the hackers $2 million. Games including a spin-off Venom game like the Miles Morales game in 2025, the Wolverine game slated to release 2026, Spider-Man 3 slated to release in 2028, Ratchet and Clank in 2029, then the X-Men game to be released in 2030. An online co-op Spider-Man game being one of them. And now we have more details regarding that canceled game with some interesting details. First, let's get into some of the leaked images that were leaked last year, with one saying Great Web raids, and as you can see, you have like different variants of Spider-Man / woman like Miles, Peter, Gwen, Ben Reilly, and much more going against a Venom possessed Sandman. Pretty badass in my opinion. I think it looks pretty cool. Then here's an image that's labeled Villain Schemes, a concept I would assume Insomniac was planning to do that would complement the online gameplay style that would help support multiplayer combat. I feel like for big boss battles they were like going something like a simpler approach, maybe a team effort type of thing where battles play out similar to like the Sandman boss battle in Spider-Man 2. Here's an interesting one, showing character creation with some face models. The first being Insomniac's Peter Parker face template. You could then choose the body, the insignia, hair color, eye color. You can really tell that you are going to be able to customize your own personal Spider-Man to your own detail. To what extent, we may never know, honestly. I don't think it would have been that detailed. So this actually might be one of my favorite pictures, with them showing the archetypes you can choose from your own Spider-Person, archetypes being your own attributes and personality trait. Pause if you want to see more details pertaining to this, but it's pretty self-explanatory. And the last one being a battle pass showing the roadmap to what would come or to be if this game was to be released. Honestly, this roadmap looks sick as shit. They use a comic book covers to showcase what the theme of the season will be, each season being 3 months long, as well of course being a seasonal event. Man, I think this looks cool. I mean, like, you got Venomous, Volition, the Madness of Mysterio, Lab Partners, Null of Void. They were gonna introduce Null. Dude, that would have been sick, I'm not gonna lie. Now for the good stuff. Let's talk about the trailers. First things first, from what I'm looking at, is that the graphics and gameplay seem to need some polishing up. Considering that the Venom game that was leaked is or was intended to be released next year, there's no telling when this game was supposed to be cooked and served. From Insomniac's track record on their releasing schedule, they're not that type to release multiple games at once within the same year. And that being the case, who knows? The game could have been released later this year, considering that there's 2 unfinished trailers that have been shown. While slowing down the trailer, I can see more than one Spider-Man. Most noticeably in the beginning, they show off Peter B. Parker alongside Miles Morales with the Spider-Verse properties, showcasing how much characters or connection they were planning to have to the property or movie flicks in itself. Considering that the second Spider-Man game has Spider-Verse mission reference in it alongside a Spider-Gwen Spider-Bot Easter egg, it would make sense that somehow this was supposed to tie in, somehow. Now, the trailer showed a lot of different Spider people to play as. Again, Ben Reilly, Miles, Spider-Gwen, Miguel O'Hara, etc. Now, here's what I think the catch to that is. In a way, I don't think necessarily you would originally create your own Spider-Person, but rather create your own variant of a Spider-Person that's already pre-existing. Perfect example, if I wanted to create my own Gwen Stacy, I pick a variant, whether it being female or male, then I pick the archetype like the shown in the leaked image. I theorize Insomniac did this to kind of lighten the load on what capability they were able to handle. To support my theory on that, if you look at the characters in the videos, you'll see that they have different style of clothing, separating themselves from their normal counterparts and what they would typically wear. Even one part of the trailer even shows what seems like gameplay of being able to play as Venom, or at least a variant of Venom. According to the leaked screenshot, you can see it on the title, it says Turf Battles, maybe indicating PvP where you, a symbiote, or a spider person, whatever you may choose, can web it out in an epic battle. You know, I wonder how many inches of Venom we would have been able to add to our custom Venom.
If you know what I'm talking about.
While the reception on the game has been praised everywhere, hear me out, here's my thoughts. Yes, the trailer looks interesting and cool. The game does seem to be almost finished, but come on guys, take the blind man glasses off for a second and think about this one realistically for a moment. With everything shown in this trailer, it all seem to be reused assets from all 3 Spider-Man games. Even Gwen Stacy doesn't play uniquely. One can argue that yes, it probably isn't finished yet, and yes, the other spin-off games use assets just like other sequel titles, but if it isn't finished, then why make a whole trailer out of a game that isn't close to being finished? At least maybe there was a few things that probably needs to be finished before releasing this trailer. While big companies love to chime in on that success of microtransactions, loot boxes, etc., we don't know if this game could have been that. With the success of Helldivers 2, the downfall of Suicide Squad, and Skull and Bones, these games accomplished one thing: what gamers want in an actual multiplayer game, and what players want in a story-driven single-player game. Players quickly flash back to Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, and Arkham series, which spiked high on the player chart on Steam alone. Working on these type of games costs time, money, and as well as assets that sometimes shouldn't be focused on. So maybe canceling this game gives them more of a focus to work on their next entries of games, and who knows, maybe it could be DLC to another sequel. But just remember that focusing on a mechanic this big or even attaching it to a sequel, it could take the life you're trying to breathe into your single player game already and deter plans they really want to accomplish for the next installment or Venom game. Don't forget the mass layoff that just happened recently with INSOMNIAC and Sony. This surely could have been one of the impacts, probably. Listen, on script this looks incredible, but I don't really think INSOMNIAC focus should be multiplayer games. I feel like that the studios like Naughty Dog as well as INSOMNIAC are realizing that fans really enjoy their single player cinematic masterpieces, and there is an audience that will always be, you know, wanting single player games. INSOMNIACs have released bangers over the years, so you know what, let them cook. Let them cook. If you guys disagree, and that's totally fine, let me hear your opinions in the comment section below. If you liked or disliked the video, you know what buttons to web or punch. Make sure you give that notification button 19 inches of venom after subscribing. Alright sleepyheads, catch your Z's, count your sheep, and go to sleep. Peace out.